Good evening, everyone. My name is Richard Adams, and I would like to thank you for viewing my video response to this week's discussion post. The first question is, what are the most important benefits to involvement in a professional organization for you specifically? The first benefit I would like to highlight is developing friendships and networks and mentors. Observing leadership styles in a different venue and connecting with other professionals who share similar interests. One of the opportunities that I've had in attending some conferences and being a part of these organizations is gaining mentors that help me guide me through the profession, getting perspectives outside of my own, learning different practices, which brings me to the next benefit is gain learning experience different from one's own campus. I've also had the opportunity to visit other campuses just to observe their organizational culture, their practices, their organization, and then just having that conversation about the differences and how some of their practices may work for my organization and vice versa. Lastly, reflecting on the experience and sharing information with my colleagues. One thing that my supervisor is very big on is training and inventing best practices. We are the inventors of our own best practices. So, we do our research and, what may work for one university or institution may not work for ours. And so we are the creators of our best practices. So, sharing that information with our teammates. The next question is select two professional organizations in your profession. List the purpose of the organization and tell us why you are interested in being involved and how does this tie to you into your professional goals and interests. The first professional organization is ACUHOI, the Association for College and University Housing Officers International. And the second organization that I chose is ASCA, the Association for Student Conduct Administration. Now, I've been a part of Akuhoi for a few years now. The mission or the goal is investing in people who want to make a difference in campus housing profession worldwide. And the vision is to ensure that every person has access to resources of the housing profession and is inspired to invest in its future. The mission statement for ASCA is to support higher education professionals by providing education materials and resources, intentional professional development opportunities, and a network of colleagues to facilitate best practices of student conduct administration and conflict resolution on college and university campuses. Um, Now, though I don't want to remain in housing and residence life, I do want to remain in student affairs, and housing and residence life has been truly beneficial in creating my passion for this. Student affairs is a unique division and operates on the front line at every situation, and it also had, every situation in constant communication with students. My professional goal my long-term goal is to become a vice president of student affairs, and things that I have learned from these organizations, going to these conferences and participating in listservs and just doing the research that they send out, is the importance of comparing practices for accountability services for networking purposes, and just learning the tricks of the trade, if you will. Um, and most importantly, learning how to interact with students. Now, on the housing side, I've built relationships with many of my students who are now my mentees. Some have come to the university and graduated and are now working with me at the university. Some have gone on to do great things, and so that opportunity has been great with my experience in student affairs. Now, on the student conduct, I was recently appointed as a student conduct officer in my department, and so that's another avenue that I can hold students accountable. Sometimes it's a little bit difficult, especially those students who I have learned outside of the residence halls. When they do come across my desk, it's not hard to separate professional and personal, but it is allowing me to grow in that regard. And the last question is, in addition to what degree level will you get involved in these organizations based on the tips listed? And what is your time frame on involvement? I'm actually a contributing member to both organizations, Akuhoi and ASCA. And this year, I will actually be submitting presentation proposals to actually present at both conferences. One thing that I do enjoy at every conference is the presentations, and so that's something I want to get involved in. My involvement with a Akuhoi, I've been a member of a Akuhoi since July 2011, and my first time with ASCA, I've been a member of ASCA since February 2014. So I would like to thank you for viewing my post, and again, thank you.